give you that one.
Slouser here, and today I'll be doing another Superman guide for 2023. It's been a while since I did my last one. I was only playing the game for about a month and a half at the time, so I still had a lot to learn. I still have a lot to learn, but of course in time you do improve and you just get better, faster, better against certain matchups and so on. So I just want to give an update of my new routine, why I practice, my perk choices, why I believe they work for my style, because obviously every Superman will have a different style. You can either be aggressive, passive, defensive. Most go for that super aggression. I do it differently. I don't know if it'll work, but my mind believes it will, and I will explain it why. Before I begin, if you are new to this channel, if you're a Superman main or just play MultiVersus in general, make sure to hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with my content and to be updated when I live stream. Now, to begin with, this is my rank overall, and this is my rank with Superman. I'm just showing these so you don't think I'm just some bum who doesn't know what I'm talking about, who doesn't know how to play. But like I said, I still got a long way to go. So while my training routine is playing, I will put in the corners, one of them, I will put the amount of reps I have to do of that specific routine, and if it has any checkpoints, where it is, so if I do fail, I get to continue from that amount. The beginning, I always start off with my jumping, my aerial attacks. I've always said it, I said it in my first guide and I'm gonna say it again. Fighting games in general, especially in like this type of game, you need a lot of speed. How I feel anyway. If it's movement speed in terms of fighting, or if it's your reaction speed so you can dodge. Because I face some people who aren't the fastest with their combos or attacking, but every time I attack them, they dodge. It's just really good timed. So in these trainings, I'm obviously increase my aerial speed with the up airs, because once you do your combo like jab, down smash, up smash, you can lead it into a true combo with your up air. But I also practice things like the down airs, because on the controller, so if you go down on the analog, but then you go slightly to the right or slightly to the left, the down air will be to that direction. So if you go down slight to the right, he will then do down air slight on the right side, and then on the left if you do it slight to left. So I want to practice and get that muscle memory, because I don't want to try and down air someone but then end up doing the opposite direction, you know, because then my opponent gets away and I fail and they could punish me for it. I also want to practice it off the stage, because some people like to stay on the wall, and I like to get them off guard, maybe by icing or just like doing a charge up attack, but then dodging and quickly doing a dare on them and trying to catch them off guard. It can catch them. I've done it a few times. It is risky because sometimes they could just easily dodge you, dodge up and then knock you down. But I say majority of the time it works, or if I do miss, nothing happens. We both get away. And I like to practice my nair, because the nair is very good in certain situations, especially off stage. You can just nair them, and because it's active for so long, you can kind of just push them towards the outside of the map. And it's funny because you can kill people so early. While the fair does more damage and knockback, it's only one hit, you know, and if they're low percentage, they don't usually die. But like I said, nair can kind of push them towards it. So again, it's all about the speed. So I do dodge jumps, the nairs, the fairs, and the dares. If you do play slow, you're more likely to just get hit more, or you just won't hit your opponent. So you need that speed. I keep doing these types of trainings because I want my Superman to be on point, on like his speed just to be too fast for my opponents that they can't react to me. Some people may think, oh well, once you know how to do it, it's fine, just play the game online and you'll just increase there. How I see it, I'm a massive fan of boxing and UFC. I try to bring their mentality into the gaming world. It's very similar. People might think it's completely different because one's a physical real life sport while the other's in game, but in terms of mentality, it is similar, because in the end of the day, it's the same fundamentals of you need to hit your opponent by either predicting what they're going to do or just being overall better. So you got the speed or just better IQ, and not getting hit by them, because you don't want to get knocked out, you don't want to lose. And it's for both games. You have to be smart, you have to be fast, and you have to just have a good knowledge of the game or the fight, like your opponent, what they're like, what they're gonna do, what's their best attacks, what's their worst attacks, when to punish them. And how I feel is in boxing, for example, they all know how to jab, but yet in my head, it's like they always practice jabbing. Always. Even if they've been boxing for 10 years, they will still practice jabbing. So in my head, it's like, well, if they're still practicing jabbing after 10 years, why shouldn't I just keep practicing what I'm doing as well to keep increasing the speed, to get that muscle memory even further? Again, like, that's how I'm translating it. I'm trying to translate their way of training and their methods into the gaming world. Maybe some people will disagree. I truly believe this will help me improve. You've seen my rank. I think I'm at good level. Not great or legendary yet. That's where I'm working towards, you know. I don't want to stick with just good. I want to get onto that leaderboard and then be the #1 Superman. So yeah, the same things with the whole wave dashing. So I don't really want to keep talking about that. I just want that muscle memory. I want that speed and the consistency. And just in case, because I know some of you want to learn how to wave dash on controller. So basically my jump button's L1. See, that's the thing. I don't know what your buttons are, but I do L1. On the D-pad, let's say you want to go right. So you press right and down at the same time. You jump and dodge right off. They're like extremely fast. So jump, dodge, jump, dodge, jump, dodge. And that's how you wave dash. And then if you want to go left, you do the same thing. And then just keep practicing it, get that speed, get that consistency, and boom, you'll know how to wave dash. Now with the combos I do, I faced some players who do things what I don't even do. And I'm like, oh man, that's actually sick. That's crazy. Like, I didn't expect this. And I will get to those combos eventually, because it's nice, you know, it's a good mix up. It's unpredictable. Your opponent might not expect it, just like I didn't when it happened to me. But right now, I've just been practicing the bread and butter combos. You know, I want to perfect them rather than just be good at them. For example, these players who do these crazy things better than me, the wall fighting, when they punch me off the wall and then I rebound and they grab me and throw me down, I'm not good at it. I actually try to attempt it sometimes to try and punch you off the wall and grab. And it sometimes comes out wrong. I run out of my dodges and then I'm dead because I either get hit down and, well, yeah, I die. But what I do excel in is when I do face some of these Supermans, I'm usually one step ahead when it comes to the dodge jab. So then I can start off my combo. Or when I'm trying to do my nair and just counter them. You know, I just feel like at times I've just got that extra speed when it comes to it. They might be more creative, but when it comes to the bread and butter combos, I feel I'm the higher. And if I'm gonna choose, would I rather have a lot more creativity or perfect the basic combos? I'd rather perfect them. Again, it comes back with the boxing and MMA. They sometimes train these crazy attacks, these creative things, but when it comes to the actual fight, what do? In boxing, they always stick with the jab. They do sometimes do the right hooks and the uppercuts and things, but they're still considered basic attacks. They don't do those combos when you sometimes see in a video where they're doing 8 straight punches and then 2 hooks or an uppercut. They don't do that. What they do is they jab most of the fight, then at times mix in a straight punch or a hook or an uppercut. It's about being perfect at the basics rather than being creative. You want to perfect that because that's the thing you're going to go into the most. And for this combo into the sniper punch, I used to do forward smash, but the #1 Superman Palyup actually taught me this combo. So jab, down smash into sniper punch, or jab, down smash, sniper punch. It does more damage and it's as consistent, or nearly as consistent. I would say that most of the time you can still get with your forward smash, but as long as you make it true, you should still get with your sniper punch. Unless your opponent DIs in, then you just do up smash instead. So yeah, it's a really good combo. I actually prefer it now as well. And that way it doesn't attack decay your forward smash, because that is one of your killing weapons, because it does a lot of knockback. And then for the final things, just increasing the speed of my lasers. Reverse ice. The charge cancelling. When I'm charge cancelling in battle, I sometimes dodge instead, like left or right, but I'd rather just cancel in the spot because sometimes that is a better option. So I'm just trying to get that muscle memory, practicing on the wall. So dodging to the left or right, jumping up and then going back towards the wall. So if I did want to hit my opponent, it's still a very good option, but I'm not heavily practicing it. That is my training routine. I practice that 3 times a week. Again, I see fighting games, how I watch fighting sports. I really do try to transfer the fighter's mentality into the game because I do think it's the same. I know some people might not see it, but if you really look deep into it, it's similar. Again, take away the physical aspect and just more mental aspect, the IQ, knowing your opponent and the matchups and all that. It's very similar. Let's get on with my perks. let's make this quick because this video is already quite long. I've gone with the ice. I used to do sniper punch, but because I'm doing now the sniper punch combo, at close range it does more damage without the sniper punch perk. Plus my thinking was, which will come into my other perks, is ice is a lot more used because I'll use my ice breath a lot more than I'll use the sniper punch. Sniper punch I will use at times, but there might be a whole stock where I don't use it at all, you know, so I'd rather use something what's used a lot more, and that's how I come into my perks. So slippery customer, hit me if you're able, aerial acrobat. Now the reason for this choice, as you can see, is all about speed for me, but not for aggression. As I mentioned in the beginning of this video, I am trying to do a style of counter-attacking. Of course I will apply pressure when needed. If I can see I can pressure my opponent, then I'll go for it, but I prefer being more passive and being more counter-attacking, waiting for my opponent to make a mistake and then capitalize on it, you know. And that's when I can pressure, because once I start the combo I can just keep going in and in, and then once they're out I can just kind of just time my attack again. And I feel like all three of these perks can help each other. Obviously aerial acrobat is 10% extra speed in the air with the speed dodge, because most of the time Superman is dodging. One of his main things is his dodge, so give him that extra speed with aerial acrobat. You're giving him 15% more movement speed, obviously if you're dodging in the air. That's insane. And then obviously in the ground that 5% will still come in big. And then add in with slippery customer, my idea was this: it was either that or Tasmanian trigonometry, because they both can help with survival. But the thing with Tasmanian trigonometry is it's better later in the game when you have either over 100%, so you can stay in and not die. I mean, it can also help obviously get enough combos, but I just feel like it's more situational, like you have to wait for it to happen to you, while slippery customer is a lot more active, because as I mentioned, Superman dodges all the time, so it's pretty much active all the time. What I like about it is sometimes, for example, if Finn could be holding his sword, getting ready for his charged attack, and I could dodge into him, and as he swings, it's a dodge, and then I can do a jab straight after. So it's like I dodge jab, but because of slippery customer, it can help and make it dodge their attack. That 10% extra dodge can help. I'm bringing it back to the fighters, but in history, usually the better and all-time great fighters are defensively well-rounded fighters. I mean, in the current era, Tyson Fury, very good aggressively, but he's also amazing defensively, because he can just move around, head movement, foot movement. Usyk, another one who's very good at just being a passive fighter, just moving around, using his foot movement and his head movement to not get hit and then hit you back. Mayweather, known as the greatest defensive fighter. Look at him, 50-0. I don't want to just mindlessly attack in. I'm not saying the players who are super aggressive are, and they're not thinking or nothing, or they're just going in guns blazing. Obviously they're very calculative as well. They remind me of like the Mike Tysons and the Manny Pacquiaos, where they use their speed and strength and just attacked and put so much pressure on their opponents, and look how great they were. I just feel when you're more defensive, you're less likely to make a mistake, and if you make less mistakes, you have more chances of winning. But again, look, this is my thought. I'm not saying it's the right way, I'm not saying it's the best way, but this is how I think and this is how I want to do it, and I will make it work. I think that is it. I hope this routine can help out any Superman mains. If you're new, if you're low level, or if you're mid level, I promise you this can help your speed. This can help your consistency if you practice this. And hopefully by the end of this year, I'll be on that leaderboard, because that is my next goal for 2022. Originally, it was just to be a top 50 Superman and then top 1000. I can't even remember the number, to be honest. It was so long ago, and I didn't think I would be this ranked by the end of the year. I think it was like top 1000, but because I kept getting higher and higher in the ranks, I started lowering it, you know, to challenge myself. So I don't know what it ended, but I believe when I started playing this game, it was to be top 50 Superman, or maybe top 20, and then with the leaderboard, I don't know, top 1000, top 500, like I said. I'm happy where I am right now, but the end of 2023, I will be consistently top 10, top 5 Superman, and on that leaderboard. With all that being said, I hope you enjoyed the guide. Click the like button if you did. If you haven't subscribed already, make sure to subscribe. Slauzer is out.